Hi everybody, this is your science video for today, Friday, June 6th. Sorry, June 5th. So we reached the end of our first lesson. So just a quick review. Okay. Natural resource is anything that can be used or is useful or necessary for living beings that occurs naturally on Earth, that we could get from the Earth. Then that's broken down into two categories. There's non-renewable resources and renewable resources. Renewable is exactly as it sounds. It can be renewed. It could be replaced by nature. So renewable resources are resources that nature can replace when they are used. Non-renewable resources are resources that nature cannot replace after they are used. Okay, and then we went over examples of that. Remember, we categorize which ones can be reused and which ones cannot be reused. Fossil fuels is a big one that once we use it, it's gone. There's only so much of it on the earth, and so once we burn off that gasoline in our car, that's it. Okay, and then we talked about how we move resources across the country, how we produce them and then move them, okay? How we import them from other countries. Remember, the word import means to take goods from another country, okay? And then export is to give goods to another country, or sell goods, I should say, to another country, okay? We talked about using resources at your home, okay? About all the natural resources that you might not even realize are at your home. And then pollution. You know, there's three categories: air pollution, water pollution, and land pollution, okay? And there's a lot of things that we do as humans that we pollute the air, you know, with our cars, factories, and the land, obviously garbage. If we litter, that's, you know, not helpful for, you know, that's going to pollute the land, obviously. And then, you know, leaks into water. There's a whole diagram on here of how things could leak through the ground and seep down into the water level, okay? So that was like a brief summary of the whole gist of the first lesson, okay? So now we're on page 338, sum it up, okay? So what you're going to do is read these summary statements and then draw a line to match each statement with the appropriate picture, okay? So I'm gonna do this with you, okay? So we have these pictures here, and then we have the four statements, okay? Renewable resources are resources that nature can replace after they are used, okay? So we want a picture of something that's renewable, that can be replaced after it's used, okay? Let's go from the top down. This is a windmill, okay? It uses wind to produce energy. Picture of some roosters or chickens, okay? You know, they lay eggs. We get eggs from them and eat meat from them. This is a factory polluting the air. And then this is an oil tanker transporting oil. So we know oil is non-renewable, so that's out. This is polluting the air, okay? So it's nothing that useful that the nature could use from it, all right? This, once you know, eat a chicken, it's eaten, okay? Once you eat an egg, it's eaten. It can't be replaced, okay? You could have more. You'd have to, you know, grow more, raise more chickens. But the only one that's sustainable is this. Remember, we talked about wind. It's constant. It's you're not gonna run out of it, okay? So that's where you would draw the line to, okay? Renewable resources are resources that nature can replace after they are used, okay? I'm gonna draw a line there, straight across. And it's number 2 says some renewable resources can be used to generate electrical energy. Okay. That's also the first picture. So I don't know if I did the first one wrong, but that's a renewable resource, and it is used to generate electrical energy. Natural resources can be imported and exported through the world. Okay, so that is clearly this oil tanker, picture of the oil tanker, because the oil is coming from a different country and going from one country to another, okay, through the ocean. So number 3 is you would draw a line to that oil tanker, okay? All right, last one. Pollution occurs when waste and chemicals harm land, air, and water, okay? So that is the picture of the factory, okay? It's harming the air, the stack pipes, the smoke is coming out of them and polluting the air, and whatever chemicals they're dumping is affecting the water as well. Okay, so that would go to there. Now, I'm just gonna cheat real quick and see what the answer is. Oh, okay, so number 1 was a farm. Huh, that's interesting. Okay, so my bad. Number 1 is actually to the chickens. I was a little confused on that because, like I said, you can raise more chickens. It's true you can't replace a chicken in an egg once you eat it, but you can grow more crops as long as the soil stays good. I didn't know that was a picture of an actual farm. I was focusing on the chickens. Okay, so this is how that should look like. Okay, number 1 is pointing to the farm. Number 2 is pointing to the wind turbines. Number 3 is pointing to the oil tanker. And then number 4 is pointing to the factory that's polluting the air and the water. Okay. Then we go to summarize. Fill out the Venn diagram by writing the correct number of each item in the appropriate category. Okay, so we have renewable resources and non-renewable resources, and both. Okay, so I'm going to let you guys do that on your own, okay? It's 5 through 11, and then the answers are like on the bottom of the page, so you could double check your answers, okay? But just think, what can be renewed, used again? What cannot be renewed, and what it can be under both categories. So like for both categories, I would put what's it called? Number 5, which is natural resources. Okay, they're both. They could be either renewed or not renewed. Okay, that's the only tricky one there. The other ones are pretty self-explanatory. Let me just see. Number 6. Yeah. Okay. So we have air, water, soil, fossil fuels, minerals, and plants. So think hard. Which one of those can be renewed, and which of them can't be used again? Once you use them up, they're used up. Okay. And then we have the wordplay that I will let you guys do independently as well. You just have to fill in the blanks and complete the sentence. So like for number 1, it says renewable resources include air, water, sunlight, and then you would put another renewable resource, and you use the vocabulary at the top to fill in the blanks, okay? So let me just do the number 1 with you at least, okay? So renewable resources include air, water, sunlight, and we have choices of chemicals, replaced, food, pollution, landfills, resource, non-renewable, and wind. So that's pretty obvious to me. Wind, we just did this in this picture right here. Wind is renewable, okay? So wind is number 1. Okay, and then you know how these goes. We've done these in the class. The bubbles, you fill them all in. Once you get all the answers, it makes a secret answer. What do dinosaurs use to run their cars? It's kind of like a joke. Okay. Okay. So for page 340, apply concepts. That's your last page that you have to do today. I'm going to do that with you. Okay. It says circle the renewable resource. Okay. So there's only one. We have a thing of cart of coal, a Coca-Cola, a barrel of oil, and sunlight. I think that's pretty obvious which one's renewable. If you have trouble with it, you know, you could ask me, but I don't want to give that one away. That's pretty easy. Explain why people are researching ways to use fuels made from plants to power cars. Okay, so you guys might know this or not. There are electric cars out there. We do have a limited amount of fossil fuels on the earth, and it does pollute the earth. So there's two benefits of using fuels from plants to power cars and electricity to power cars. Called, alternate energy. So the answer for that is fossil fuels won't last forever. And then what are we going to do when they run out, right? They won't be able to ever drive cars anymore. Okay, so fossil fuels won't last forever. And then the second part is less pollution, less air pollution. Okay. So fossil fuels won't last forever, and less air pollution. Okay. All right. Number 3 says draw an example of a resource you use every day, and then tell the kind of resource it is and how you use it. So you could think of anything that you want. Anything that you use daily. Could be something simple as a pencil. And just tell how you use it. Okay. Number 5 says draw a picture that shows land, air, or water pollution. Label the source of pollution. So you could go back to those diagrams on page 336 is a good one, okay, for pollution, okay. So these are some examples to give you ideas. So just draw a picture and then label the source of the pollution. Where's the pollution coming from? Okay. And that's it for today. We are done with this lesson. We're going to go into next week. We're going to do, and I mentioned this in my last video, how people conserve resources. So we talked about how we use resources and how we pollute the environment and, maybe, harm our earth the way we use resources. But how do we conserve resources? How can we be smarter and save the resources that we have? Okay, so hope you guys enjoyed, and thanks for watching.